I'm here with a sophisticated art speculator, Mr. Nick, fresh off of a crazy afternoon, a crazy run.
Crazy.
That
What a time to be
blind,
alive.
what a time to be alive. That blindsided me. I feel like a fool with an unloaded MetaMask wallet and ETH not ready to rock. Oh, and by the way, we're here with Daniel, with Mr. Danny, the man that needs no intro. What's going on, fellas? What an eventful afternoon.
Danny, how many do you own?
Dude, probably
I checked.
like 30.
I was so mad. I checked. I got 23, and my first thing I go check Daniel's OpenSea, and I see he has 30 because I know I'm counting the rows at a time. I'm like, fuck! Like he minted more than me. Like, what a G.
But did you mint all the way through? Did you just mint until it didn't go through?
I did 10 at like super high gas, 10 at lower gas, and then I sat there and I just refreshed as it was all selling out, and then I bought like 3 more. I was like, I need a little more taste. Give me one more cookie.
I went in nuts. I went in 10 high gas, 10 low gas, 10 medium gas, 10 high gas, 10 low gas.
But not even all of yours minted, huh?
No, I just got 30. I mean, I'm complaining. Okay. I got 3, and I just went full blown since it started. Every single. So I went so I got 3 of them in. So I'm gonna guess that most people didn't. Mike, you are here in the house.
What's up, Mike?
Hey guys. I just went all in on 2. I just did 2, and then I did hand enter the gas, and I set the gas absurdly high, like obscenely high. But it didn't.
You rolled a good one.
It didn't charge me the full gas price that I put in.
Yeah, I guess it just puts like the highest. Like it kind of like.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
I ended up paying 26, which was cheap. I put it in 78.
Oh, I put 120 on one of mine.
Danny and I were talking. We're like, there's some smart brains out there setting it to like 120. They don't care. Like, and I was trying to run the numbers. I'm like, I think it still makes sense at 120, just with the FOMO of only 3,000 supply and demand. Right?
Yeah, it only ended up being like 180. It ended up being like $20 extra.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hold on. For those who are started watching the video, we're talking about gutter cats. Okay,
Gutter cats.
Just by the way, we kind of jumped.
We're
again
so excited.
So gutter cats is a new project. Maybe I don't know who wants to intro it, but just to let people know what we're talking about before we start talking about it.
Yeah. So I'll intro it. So Gutter Cats is just the latest nifty project to drop. Like we usually get 1 or 2 of these per week. This one has some pretty good art, I would say. The art is interesting. I like that it's animals. Animals seems to be more relatable than humans for whatever reason, because you get caught up in just our demographic stuff that's going on in society now. But with animals, I feel like you're kind of more free to just find a piece of artwork that you like.
Yep.
The project I've been trying to see, like we had the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which was basically like the utility was the little bathroom you could draw in. Plus, people came up with the cool lingo of the aping into things, so it has a little bit of a community going on with it. But that kind of developed later on and after the fact. Then you had the camels, which is, I didn't learn this until yesterday, but it's actually a crowdfunding approach to funding a movie. So they're trying to develop a movie with the funds that they raised, and each owner of a camel gets a free copy of the movie. It could be a terrible movie, but it's a movie, whatever the case is. Cats, I'm not really sure what the utility aspect of it is, other than just that it has pretty good artwork. So if anybody knows what the utility is, please chime in. Artwork's pretty good. There's definitely
come up with utility. If they don't have it yet, they'll reverse engineer it. They'll be like, okay, now we need some utility. I just checked the OpenSea rankings. They are now 11th. So they're
showing up now.
Yeah, they zipped past Arabian camels, knocking them to 13th. Gutter Cats is at 11th, and 80 more Ethereum-ish, 90 more Ethereum, and they'll be a top 10 project. So off to a very fast start.
Boom. All right.
As the only 888 owners on Gutter Cat Gang. It'll be interesting to see how this smaller. So it was a 3,000 cats total. So that was important.
That's going to be a big deal, I think.
Yes.
The reason I think that's going to be a big deal is if we look at the amount of owners we have, like on the other projects, we're talking about 2, 3, 4,000. So since this is already, so like if I've got 30 right now, and there's a bunch of people who have got 10 and 50 and 14, and there's already 888 owners. That means we've got at least 888 FOMO out there, and that's in the first hour or two. So I think the fact that this is the first 3,000 project is maybe going to be a really interesting thing to look for, because if everybody's like me, they're like, okay, I want to have one of each of these projects. Like, I got to have one camel and one cat and one bored ape, and I wish I could have one punk. But if there's this kind of mentality, well, then I don't know if we're going to have enough market for everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
One thing, people are pretty mad about this drop. I think that's something that's worth talking about. People are mad.
Some people.
Some people are mad. Other people are pretty jazzed up on this call.
Some people are mad. Some people are not mad. It's like when Justin Bieber does something. Yeah, I mean, if you want to find mad people if you want to find people that are mad on Twitter,
if you didn't buy one in the mint, you're mad.
I mean,
yeah, if you didn't buy one in the mint, you're mad because it was
guaranteed. You can buy them now. It's so cheap.
That's what I'm saying. The people that are mad have
what's the floor right now? If the floor right now.
It's just like bonsai. You could come in 24 hours later, 48 hours later, and get great deals.
Got the floor right now.
So
if you're
many
mad,
secondary deals right now.
Yeah. And bonsais are still at like 0.11 or whatever it is, right? What are bonsais at? Like, you can't be mad unless it was flooring. Yeah, if it was flooring at 0.2 ETH upwards right now, or actually if it was flooring at 0. And you were mad, you were still being stupid. You could only really be smart about it if it was flooring at 0.2 immediately after, which was not the case. Many people got their cats on OpenSea at 0.8, 0.9, 0.08, 0.09, 0.1. What's the floor right now, Pio? I can't see it. It's too small.
0.1.
But what is it?
0.1.
0.1. There are still opportunities abound. And here's the thing. Probably 80% of people still don't have a proper understanding of the market, and you can, if you research this project fast, if you get an understanding of it fast over the next 24 to 48 hours,
this is what this video is about.
Opportunity.
So let's jump right into it. So you want to get glowing eyes. If you can get something if you want to go into the rare, you're looking for glowing eyes. That's blue or green. You're looking for the Bitcoin chain or an Ethereum chain. You're looking for fish skin. Nick, help me out here. You're looking for suits and tie. You're looking for laser eyes, by the way. I think it's an opportunity. Check out the floor for laser eyes, because since it's not in the trades. Yeah, I don't know if it's an opportunity. I bought one just a little bit lower than that, but I think laser eyes is going to be really big because there's like.
I agree.
Yeah.
Green, white eyes and black eyes, I think, are going to have some value, and then green skin, the lime green skin and the pink skin. Those both are floors are getting really high already, so that's getting a lot of attention.
So there's no. I think the first thing to do, if anybody's pissed off, the first thing to do is to get their first cat right now at a 0.1 floor, just to make sure that they're in the room, and then start scrummaging through it. Right now, in the next 24 hours, like Nick has taught us, there are so many opportunities. This is the moment to understand all the trades, what's rare, what's not rare. And it takes a lot of work. It's like me and Nick, we've been at this for like 2 hours now. We've just been massacring and figuring it out together, going back and forth, and we're beginning to grasp it. But already we're starting to get a feel of what is well-priced, what's not well-priced. And I've taken a couple of steals, I'm sure about it.
Oh, you did. I think you did. And Danny, guess what just came in? The property percentages.
Oh, finally.
So I just linked one for PO to take a look at. But this is one I'm bullish on that is still pretty cheap in pricing. And you'll probably like this, psychedelic cats. So that's a 2%.
I have one.
Yeah. And so there's one at the floor right now, 0.15.
The bandana, right?
Yeah, the bandana. There's 73 of them. Right? Yeah.
I have one.
Wow.
I was wondering if there had been any big sales on these, and there actually have been about 3 big sales. There was a sale of number 1280 for 24 ETH, which is pretty shockingly big. And then there was a sale for 2581 for 7.77.
Wow.
So we've had, there's been another one for 517 sold for 7. Did you put up?
You can FUD this project all you want, but numbers don't lie. That's
24 ETH is
numbers
crazy.
don't lie.
That's
I'm trying to look
nuts.
to see who bought the 24 ETH one.
I may have to delist some of my rare ones if they're hitting that hard. Oh shoot! Did I just get one sold? No, I think.
By the way, I think
guys who
Malachi posted this link in. You were one of those guys?
Ah, never mind. Whew. I was sweating bullets.
Listen, people can FUD all they want, but I've just sent a link that.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's the 24 ETH one. That's the listing price. The highest last sale. They're all still in the twos.
That's still really good, though.
Yeah. So about
okay. So people
10x the floor.
Number 3. I've got the third cat, right? And it's a 4.
That's cool.
The highest last still in really good though.
Is everybody's sound working?
Yeah, I think it chopped out for a second. Wow, that one you just linked
over. Do we have a lag
green.
or what's going on?
I can hear you guys now.
Good. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm going to pull up this one that you just sent over. So what's the story with this one?
This is a snipe by Danny. An absolute snipe.
It's
4 trade
3.
with the glowing eyes and number 3. Damn.
How much did you buy it for, Danny?
That's a steal right there. 0.5.
It's on the blockchain. 0.6. It's on the blockchain. It's a 4T with glowing eyes. It's number 3. And I didn't get it on the minting. I bought it. So anybody that's out there, you know what? And I'm a newbie. I bought my first NFT 2 months ago. So if there's anybody out there who's bought their first NFT longer than 2 months ago and is complaining about this glitch that this thing went live half an hour early, you know, come on. Go buy. I think you should go buy some Ethlings. Get some Ethlings.
What appealed to you about this one?
What, number 3?
Yeah. Was it the low series number, or was it the glowing eyes? Like, what made you pull the trigger?
So I just figured out now the 4T thing, the 4 traits. So for those who don't know what we're talking about, all these projects come with a number of traits, and there's some of them that have just 4 traits, and then some 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. And I just bought my first apes at 4Ts. So my first 2 4T apes today, thanks to Nick and working through it and figuring it out. So that was the first thing I went to search for, because I don't need to know about rarity. I don't need to be informed about what's rare and what's not rare. As long as it's got 4 traits, I know it's going to be something that's probably going to get highly valued. And then this one showed up. I knew the glowing eyes was powerful. I saw the number 3. I'm like, are you nuts? That's got to have value for somebody. I mean, I care about it. Oh, by the way, just so you know, on the numbers front, one of the ones that I did mint, and I was lucky, was the 222. So I think that's really cool, because everybody knows.
Number.
Yeah, and everybody knows that I've been pumping 222 as a number because of something I'm doing next year. And so it's a really cool coincidence. But definitely, I bought about 5 or 6 after the minting. And I know Nick has bought quite a few after the minting. So just to finalize on that issue, dudes, if you're listening to this, I'm not saying you should buy it or not buy it. What I am saying is it's absolutely not late. I'm buying right now. I'm selling right now. And of course, all of this can tank. And tomorrow we wake up and they're all worth less than 0.05 ETH. But of course, this could also kind of, board ape in a month's time. And who the hell knows what's going on.
Hey, I got
a quick question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Sorry, Mike. No, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I got to drop soon, so I was just going to make some quick points. 2050 might be an interesting number for this project, because the backstory of the project is it's 2050. The cats are waking up. So I don't know who owns number 2050, cool. But that might be a good number to check out.
50 people checking that right now.
And then the other thing I was going to say, I just wanted to shill my own cat right now, and I just put it up for an absurd price, so I don't expect or want anybody to buy it because of me saying that. But check out number 2072, and then y'all can go back to your other cat.
Well, here, I'm gonna link it over to you right now. Here's 2050. Look how cool this one is. That's such a cool Easter egg.
It's on sale?
Oh, is it a special one? Oh, it's got black with the black eyes.
Yeah. And then here's 2072. You are big brain, bro.
Well, 2072 is just my lucky draw. So.
Oh, that's yours. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this is one of the best ones I've seen too.
Yeah, so I think it's a cool one. I think it kind of shows kind of the cool combos of the that could be available.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, this is
Wow,
2050.
2050.
2050.
That's sick.
I wonder if he bought that or he just drew it. Yeah, he just drew it. Lucky bastard. Probably doesn't even know what he.
I'm gonna put it in an offer right now.
All right. Okay. I got to drop, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Mike, real quick before you leave,
Oh, yeah.
have you ever bought ETH in MetaMask with a debit card?
With a debit card? No, I always transfer it in from external sources. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't know if it's a thing. If anybody watching, any of the people who are watching this, let me know if you've ever bought ETH on MetaMask with a debit card, because I might just do that right now and buy a cap. But anyway, Mike, I'll let you go.
Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
All righty.
You wanna pull up?
Yeah, I think as a side note to everybody, I would say just on the debit card thing, if anybody's listening, I think you should always have like half an ETH or an ETH in your MetaMask every day, because these things are now popping up out of the blue. I found out about this literally 10, 20, what was it, 30 minutes before. If I had been out to dinner with my girlfriend, I would have come home, I would have known nothing about it. And I think the worst thing you want is to get a FOMO like this, something that you know is going to happen. The Discords are all going crazy, Twitter's going crazy, and you realize, okay, something's happening. The last thing you need now is to be looking for your wallet address and waiting for the blocks to approve for transfers and debit cards. So I'm sure Pio knows that, but just to get everybody aware, you want to have one ETH in your OpenSea account, because OpenSea, at least for this month and next month, it seems like there's going to be a lot of action. And there's going to be some things happening which weren't happening a month ago and 2 months ago. So maybe people just need to update a bit.
This is like Nifty Gateway in February, like in terms of the momentum and the hype. This right here was my best secondary acquisition. So this is a gutter cat with the Mamba jersey, 24. There's only 14 or 16 of them. If you scroll down to properties, you can show it's like a 0.52%. Yeah, 0.52% rarity. And this was up on the secondary.
You got the percentages. Wow.
Yep, percentages came in. It was up on secondary for 0.59. And now the floor is like 1.2. And it sat up there for 10 minutes. And the funniest thing is I meant to make an offer on it. I clicked buy now, and then I was like, nah, I'm going to go make an offer. I made an offer, and I forgot that the first transaction was queued up in MetaMask. I just hit submit and bought it. And I was nervous for a second, but then I was like, okay, that probably would be a good buy. So like that's nice another example. Those are two great secondaries. There's going to be a dozen more exactly like this over the next 24
So Pio, what do you think about?
Go ahead, Daniel. I'm listening. I think we got a delay.
Pio, what do you think about us looking at the floor now, like the real floor, and just? Okay, I think I've got a bit of an internet delay, so I apologize if sometimes it seems like I'm just butting in, but it's because both of you are silent, and I'm like, okay, I'll say something. But since I'm speaking, what I would suggest is to go to OpenSea and just get the floor on cats right now. It's at 0.104, and maybe we could just scroll through slowly, and when either one of us sees something that we think is interesting, we look at it, we go see the percentages, we go see the rarity. People listening can start to see how we think when we're picking these up. Now, remember, none of us are specialists. We've all been doing this I've been doing this Nick has been doing this for a few months. Everybody's new to this, so take your own decisions, be responsible. But what we're going to show you is at least our way, and especially Nick's way, because he's really done this many, many times, and he's got a lot of cool and quick strategies. Just scroll through what we see as the floor. Or maybe, Nick, what we could do is actually scroll through from 0.14 because of that 30% rule, and you can explain that briefly, and then we go to 0.14, and let's just through and see exactly what it is that we do to get where we get.
Yeah, fantastic idea. So we'll sort by exactly, perfect. Yeah, and so the reason why we bump up the floor like that is you assume that the bottom couple percentage of the mints are going to be pretty bad. So if you just skip over them, it's just easier and quicker to find some value.
Perfect. So let's start looking through. Here we go.
Yeah, and so I mean, there's so many things that we don't know, but we know like certain rarities that can definitely stand out. all of these are pretty basic. I mean, those goggles are cool, but they're not that rare.
Should we start sorting by like some of the rarer properties just to see what the floor is for some of those?
Yeah, we can do that in a second. Keep scrolling. I'm sure we'll find at least one or two like good value ones. Some gold jackets. Yeah. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, you got Dalmatian jacket right there, 0.15. Check out the percentages on Dalmatian jacket. So P, you click on it, all right, and then you go to properties, you check out the thing.
Yeah, 2%.
There's a 2%er right there. So you've got a 2% rarity at 0.15. So that's going to be double the price of the minting. It's flooring at 0.15. Can you show us the other Dalmatian PO where you were? Just go back and show us all the Dalmatians buy now, sort by height, low to high. So you can see already there. Yeah, you can see already there in the pricing that something interesting is happening. Go down a bit, Pio. You see immediately you've got 4 before 0.2, then it jumps to 0.24. Keep going down a bit. So we're at 0.3 in the first 9. So that's interesting indicators. And once again, we're a 2%er. And this is something that's most people are gonna miss at the moment because we haven't seen Dalmatian jacket anywhere. No Bored Apes has had it. I mean, when you see gold fur, you're assuming it's probably rare because you're familiar with the Bored Apes. And these are the kind of things that you got to look for slowly. Like out of curiosity, this is the first project that I've seen that they've used a joint as the description for a weed joint. All the others have been cigarettes and smoking. It's not that rare, but what is rare, in my opinion, is the fact that they've used the word joint. I think there's like 126 or 150 joints. It's not unrare. It's not common, but it's also something to keep in mind. Maybe go back to the main page and we can do this again with other traits that we pick up.
Yeah, one thing we could take a scoop at if you want to look at the properties real quick is green skin or pink skin. And Danny will know this from Bored Ape Yacht Club, but like fur, the fur types, even if they're not like you can a 2% fur type is way more valuable than a lot of like 2% hats or like 2% shirts. Like a 2% fur is going to be or not fur rather, but the skin type that's going to be really rare. Yeah, so go to like fur, yeah, and then.
Oh, so black tats is actually pretty rare. Oh, I gotta get me gold tats. Okay.
Yeah, so I own a gold tats. There's only 26 of them. Like that's going to be ultra rare because it's a skin type that's super rare.
So everybody listening right now, you're in a race with me to get a gold tat because I'm going to floor gold tats and I'm going to buy one while we're live. Probably. We'll see what it looks like.
Look at this floor. It's 2 ETH and then it jumps to 2.5, then to 3, then to 5. Like that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I own that one that looks like a rocker in the 7 Ethereum one with the glasses.
What did you buy it for?
I actually was lucky enough to mint that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the money maker. He's gonna bring home the bacon.
Let's look at black tats.
Nick, what do you think about this 2 ETH with suits and tie? Because suits and tie is I think the second rarest shirt. Let me check that. No, not at all.
Yeah, it's pretty common. I have one. I like the look. I have a suit with headphones.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to look at some alpha that's like not super rare because like all of these are over 1, go look at like green fur or pink fur.
No, but I gotta get me a gold tat. I don't have a choice. It's like if this explodes, that's the big deal. I might get me a black tat. We'll see. But anyway, let's keep on going. Let's also look at the cheaper things because I think many of the viewers are still maybe getting their first cat or whatever. But there are black tats at 1 ETH. So that's something that if people want to get into like a pretty rare fur, I agree with Nick. the fur seems to be a really big deal with all of these at the moment. But then each of these projects somehow has something else, like the eyes in Bored Apes is really important. To have laser eyes or to have beam eyes is a big deal. But who knows if that's going to happen with cats? We don't know that. Maybe it will be one or the other, like the necklaces. I think cats is going to be a big deal because you've got the Ethereum necklaces and the Bitcoin. I think there's 26 Bitcoin. Can you check out necklaces? And I think the rarest one is the Bitcoin one. Let me see here. No, it's second rarest. Well, it's the rarest because the other one is, yeah, and it's like the only one for sale right now is 5 ETH. If I'm doing my
check out Cat 433.
What's up, Malachi?
What up, Malachi?
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Thanks for letting me hop on. There you go. That alien cat down there.
Wow, that's nice. That's a Bitcoin necklace.
That's
Green
you,
skin,
Malachi?
black eyes.
It is. That one's
That's
for
for
sale.
Oh shit! Look at that thing.
I think that might be too cheap, Malachi. Let's check out the Bitcoin necklace, but you might be underselling that.
Yeah, the black eyes and the alien skin are also rare, so it's a pretty good piece. The other attributes aren't that rare, so
I paper handed that one of those for 0.4 Ethereum, but I made some other good buys, so it doesn't hurt too bad.
I like this guy.
That's cool. So glowing eyes, that's going to be a strong trait, even if it's not valued super highly right now. Green fur, pink fur, those are all probably like furs and eyes, black eyes, white eyes, glowing eyes. Those are going to be things that will probably be more heavily valued over
Glowing
time.
eyes.
Yeah, because there's black eyes. I think black eyes is 2.5% or like 2%, and I was seeing stuff at the floor a little while ago, at least.
So many traits.
A horny hat just went for 0.9. Just sold for 0.9.
So we got a bunch of people in the chat telling us that they've just snagged this cat and that cat. So congratulations, everyone. Please keep in mind this video is entertainment and not in any sense advice. We're just shouting out the things that we do. But if you're snagging up cats, dudes, we're all doing it. So either we're all right or we're all wrong.
It's going to be one of the two. That's the great thing about this game. We're either all screwed or there's going to be a ton of hype on this project and we'll be sitting and happy.
Let's speculate. How about each person gives their opinion about when do you think this is going to floor in the next few days?
Yeah, my personal opinion is that we're already 11th on the leaderboard. That's a really strong start, and that's secondary sales. So that's like
with only 3,000 avatars.
Exactly, and there's 888 owners right now. That seems too good to be true. That almost seems fake, but I do know that there's a lot of owners, and this is the first project we've had in a while where there's only 3,000 mints. And Mike was bringing that up earlier as a unique thing, as a 3,000 mints. And when you think about it, like if you have 1,000 unique holders to 3,000 mints, that's a 33% ownership to quantity, right? And you think like Apes is at that now, right? So
and Board Club isn't there yet. Board Club is at
yet.
like 25%, right?
Exactly. So like this could very quickly, if you need less people to really love this project for this project to see a pricing ramp up. Yeah. Logically, it would take a third of the amount of apes. If you have a third amount of apes that fall in love with this project, you'll have the same ratio that Apes is at right now.
What else? Real quick.
So where do you think it's going to floor in the next few days?
I think we see like the floor probably chop in the 0.15 to 0.2 range. And then I think you see if the project catches on, a lot of buying on the rare stuff, and then the bottom floor would start to move up. But I don't think that if you look right now, I think that it's holding the floor pretty well right now. I think I think it's similar to a bonsai's, what we've seen. Like, I don't think it's necessarily going to take off like a rocket unless this buying continues. There's a ton of secondary buying right now. If we wake up tomorrow and the pace hasn't stopped, then this thing's going to blow up really quickly.
Yeah, I wanted to say that what's interesting is that, other Discords. So like part of the things you need to think about for the health of a project is, their social media presence, the community building, and otherwise. Just the fact that there were nearly as many people in the Discord that wanted the cats that were available cats, and then you assume that people are going to try and buy as many as they can. That there was already a supply issue before this thing even launched, which is part of the reason we have the issues that we do with the negative sentiment. I think two things are going to happen. I think that negative sentiment goes away, right? People are pissed off because they missed out on the drop, and the developers admitted that they screwed up. And if y'all talked about this already, tell me to shut up. But the other thing is that, the people who want to stay and be a part of that community are going to stick around. You compound that with the fact that there's a lot of a lot more individual owners, which implies that there is going to be a stronger floor because it's going to be harder for people to dump their bags. And I think that we might have a mature market. I'm surprised. I wasn't skeptical, but I wasn't as optimistic. The fact that this went as quickly as it did is a testament. The fact that there is this much excitement is cool. And so this is a fun project. I think that the floor, probably similar to what Sophisticated said. I think 0.15 short term. I think that, the other things to look at are the price of ETH right now. I'm really curious to see how this impacts the ape floor more than anything.
Me too. You know why? Because an ape just bought a gold tat cat with headphones and the pink fur coat, 2 Ethereum. Boom, just came through.
Oof.
That's wild.
Do I need to sell one of my apes right now? Just kidding. Ape fam, love you. Just kidding.
Apes is
I'm
over,
not
man.
looking at my ledger. I'm not approving a transaction on my ledger right now. Do not worry.
All right, so we know that the cats are just cannibalizing
Hold
the
on, you
whole
bought
ape population. Go ahead, Danny. I was playing. I was shit posting verbally.
Gold 10. I think you guys are.
Danny's got a delay.
I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. The internet in here isn't amazing, so sometimes it might seem like I interrupt because the three of you are silent. Although I get that there's a bit of a lag. More optimistic on the floor, pumping up in the next few days. The reason for that is the bonsais, right? The floor hasn't raised in the meantime, but the cats seem to be so much more than the bonsais because it really follows up on the bored apes immediately, something that the camels didn't manage to do. So who knows? I have no idea why you guys are laughing and all of that because I can sometimes not hear you. But if anybody wants to fill me in on what, let me know. There's even people laughing in the comments, so let me know.
Yeah, I think we just have a little lag. We're good. I completely agree with you that this project, the out the gate momentum is really strong.
Oh my God,
really
this
strong.
Is a lag. What a lag.
That's why we were laughing, Danny. And I'm sure this message will get to you in due time. So,
a little lag.
I'll see you on the other side. I bought a bonsai today, and now I'm like, well, shit. Like, I hope that this doesn't take shine from the bonsai, because it's like this project's gnarly. This project's really going hard. Danny said in the chat.
Sorry. I think technical difficulties. I agree. I think like if you'd asked me on a Tuesday after the weekend we had and everything else, I wouldn't pick this project. And now there's this Yeti project. I don't even know if we want to talk about the Yetis yet, but I think we're going to have to in the near future. These projects are just coming, left and right. And one of the things that we say in our Discord all the time, and you can go to our Twitter and find our link to our Discord, is If you missed this project, don't worry. There's going to be another project tomorrow. There's going to be something else to FOMO into. A week ago, we were screaming bonsai, 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 bonsai.
I have four. I have four.
4 Yetis, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He's in on everything. Danny doesn't play around.
Another one.
I'm laughing because of the delay, and I knew it couldn't be the bonsais and it couldn't be the cats. It had to be the Yetis. But yeah, I agree with everything Malachi's saying. I'm like, damn, I hope that bonsai plays out. Look at this guy right here. Wow. So we got the black eyes, we got the red bandana.
Oh,
Nick,
yeah.
what do you think? What do you think about backgrounds?
I don't think the backgrounds really matter. It doesn't seem so. Like at least they just have different colors. I mean, I can see like a small aesthetic value where if like the background works really well with the other traits, like that could have some marginal improvement. But yeah, I think like for example, black eyes. Like if you get black eyes right now, that's going to pay off. I mean, I think personally, not investment advice, but that's how I like to accumulate. Like you want to attack the traits that other people are going to look at. They're going to be like, that's rare. That's in high demand. There's like 74 of these, right? I sold one of these way too cheap. I sold a green fur black eye cat for 0.4 Ethereum. That's probably going to go for 0.8 to 1 in the next 24 hours, and I'm going to see it on the transaction feed, and it's going to sting a little bit. But you know what? I got the Mamba. I got the 24 Mamba for 0.59. That's going to pay off.
One of the things that's really cool about that is that because you own the piece, like for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I just linked. Tomorrow we've got Ted's Little Dream Drop, and Pio is going to be doing an interview with them, which is really exciting. Back-to-back day of Nifty Gateway drops with those artists. Pio, I'm so looking forward to it. But what's really interesting about these and why I think the backgrounds don't matter is because if you own the rights, the creative rights, if you like this ape and you were to pull this ape, for instance, up on OpenSea, it's a darkish gray color. But, Ted's Little Dream was able to go in, pick the shade of blue that pops against that bubble gum and really change the color because of the ownership. And so as an avatar aspect, it's really cool that you can start doing those little tweaks. Granted, if you sell it, there's those implications. But to me, the background doesn't matter for this very reason.
I didn't even think of that you can actually change aspects of the ape and then sell it as is. Like I didn't even really put 2 and 2 together on that. That's pretty wild. So we had a question about mint. Okay, so Nick, you're weighing in on mint. You want to talk about that a little bit?
You're
Nick?
muted.
You're muted, bud.
Sorry about that. I think that Danny earlier, he picked up a point, the third mint for like a half of Ethereum, like 0.3, and it's a good looking cat. Like that's going to have a premium. Like top 10, I think has a premium. Top 100, maybe somewhat. And then first mint, definitely. Last mint, definitely. But like if you're looking at something and it's like rank, or it's the mint 1000 and the other one's like the mint 1300, it makes zero difference. Like you should go for the better rarity, the better cat.
Well said. Well said. Malachi, are you good? So you own one of these, right?
I own 2, but I got rid of 1. So I bought 1, and it wasn't the prettiest cat I've ever seen. And then before the individual traits were coming out, I went and saw very quickly that a lot of the traits were also very common. And what's really interesting, it's Gutter Cat 1081. I'll link it here. But with this cat already has a special story for me because I listed it for 0.23, so I bought 2 cats for 0.7 each. So I'm in for 0.14, and I'm thinking, okay, like let's list it at 0.23 and make 0.09 ETH off of it. And then I go and check the floor immediately, and I see that that's not the prettiest cat. But then I go check the attributes. And I say to myself, like, you know what, 0.23 is too high. The floor is way lower. So then I come back to lower it. And so I'm actively lowering the price. And I was going to drop it to 0.13. So I would have still made money, but not much. But
The
like
same thing happened to me. That's crazy.
transaction went through, and this ugly cat, you know, I hope the new owner loves it. It's a beautiful and unique way. But you know, this cat paid for both cats, paid for my last bonsai, and so I'm
Free
even,
rolling.
I'm even
Testing.
on yeah.
How's it going, Danny?
You know, this
Ah.
cat paid for both cats.
All right. So yeah, so free rolling Malachi, free rolling Nick. I mean, I feel like Danny's whole life is a free roll at this point. He's just balling
Yeah, I'm gonna
out
have
on
to
these
leave,
cats.
guys. I've got a major lag. So
Thank you, Danny. All right.
All right, we got too much dead air. Danny, all right, see you, man. Great kicking it with you as usual. All right, cool. So yeah, so what other sort of interesting kind of angles do you think come with this cat thing? Because we had another person ask about min numbers,
Hey,
and
real
I think
quick. Sorry, I want to say one more thing real quick. I hope that whoever's watching can like and subscribe to this video, because when we reach 500 subscribers, we're going to give away a free NFT, and we'd love for you to be a part of our community. So just shout out to Nifty Culture and everyone who's become a part of this family. Sorry, go on.
I basically wasn't saying anything, so I think I should just let Nick talk about these cats some more, or you, Malachi, for that matter.
Yeah, the Funk in the chat said, "What are your guys' thoughts on the mouth traits? The vape is very unique and looking like the rarest." So you can pull up on the screen, and I'm also going to look at it too. So if you look at mouth, yeah, so vape only has 91. That stinks, because I definitely sold one of these for really cheap, but I think it's fine. So 91 results. That's going to put us at about like a 3% rarity. So it's rare, but it's like a 1% or below, a 2%. Those are where you're going to see people really focus their attention on first. And it's also like certain attributes, like mouth isn't valued as much as fur, as like a shirt or as like a hat. It's more of like an accessory, but that is the rarest of them, and it's around 3% rarity. So yeah, that is going to fetch a premium. That should always be above floor by 20% probably. But yeah, it's not like you really like the ones that are like 2% rarity or lower. That's where you're going to see a lot of people focus their attention on first. So it all depends on the time horizon you're looking at.
Okay, all right. Danny is still here, everybody. He is in the chat. Don't get it twisted. He might not be here on screen, but he is in the chat. Yeah, so I mean, other things to talk about. I wanted to talk about upcoming projects, and I know a lot of times these things kind of spring up at the last second. This one, I just found out about this earlier today, right before it actually went live. I know Fuck Render is essentially doing like the artist version of one of these OpenSea drops. What do you guys think of that project?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that these projects seem to come very fast at you. Like you have to be ready to react in like a couple of hours. So like Gutter Cats, I had heard it being mentioned a couple of times and didn't know anything about it other than like 3 hours before it starts popping up in all the NFT discords, and you kind of get to take a look at the art and you can get a sense of the rarities, and then it's off to the races. I mean, my approach to any of these projects is, and this is my personal approach, you have to figure out your own approach, but my personal approach is I have a certain budget for NFTs, and I'm willing to put like, let's call it 5% at most projects that seem to have a lot of hype. And then I navigate based on how the project rolls out. So I bought 23 of these. I sold a bunch immediately. I sold about 16 total, and then free rolled and got to about a half Ethereum profit. And then I bought back some to now where I'm about right at break even. So I'm free rolling, and I own like 7 rare ones. And that's the approach that I like to take until you see the follow through, because there's a lot of hype in the beginning, and then that hype's eventually going to die down. And then the question is whether the project can kind of push through that and maintain momentum. So I don't like to be caught with my pants down where like 3 days from now, the hype slows down and quick flippers are like dropping the floor. You know what I mean? So you either have to be like, okay, I'm going to sell quick or try to buy quick and then, figure out, what you want to do like on the fly. Like another way to look at it is I've done this with a couple of projects. If you're not 100% sure, what you can also do is like whatever you'd put in, like put in half instead and keep that other half on the sideline for the secondary, like the first 2 hours after it drops, right? Because then you didn't put all your eggs in, but you can still snipe like a really good secondary buy with that. So I think like with the crystals, he has a really strong following. So we just have to see like what's the mint count, right? If it's a 12,000 mint count versus a 3,000, what's the art look like? Yeah.
Yeah. So briefly, there's going to be 4,000 of the crystals, and you're going to be able to trade the Zed F render on Nifty Gateway or a balance to roll a crystal, which is why we're seeing them pop. But I think your point is really good. I think one of the things that's interesting is a bunch of people are essentially gambling with the generations or the generative piece of that. Yeah. But these floors, and there's this brief time between when the drop occurs and then when we figure things out. And there's this period of uncertainty. So if you're not necessarily willing to put a bunch of money on the generation of these, if you wait just a few minutes, there's going to be pieces right above the floor because there's going to be, I bought this, there's FOMO, it doesn't make sense. And so if you're willing to wait just a moment, you may not get the best piece, but you'll also likely be able to see the pieces and then collect a piece that you like and hope that it makes sense without having to invest those dollars that may not, or Ethereum that may not come back.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's an approach that not a lot of people, consider, that they're going to have that secondary opportunity. I think it's all or nothing on the mint.
Yeah, Nick, I think just to leave people with something as we wrap up here, like your strategy is like very tight in my opinion, right? Like there might be misses on the early sales because as like the traits and the specific, qualities are determined of what piece or of what is valuable in the pieces, you might accidentally sell something that's hot. But at the same time, you're very much so playing with house money at this point. Like you have almost double digit cats at this point and you're in the green. Like you've profited, you've made money and you have double digit cats. So like if this project did blow up, you're just in this amazing position. And if it doesn't blow up, what's it matter? It's just basically an even deal for you. Am I right?
Yeah, I can go to sleep easily tonight, whereas sometimes I can't. So that's always a good feeling. But yeah, be smart with your money. But if you like this project and you want to get in over the next 24 to 48 hours, there's going to be lots of opportunity where people are going to misprice things or there's going to be value that the community hasn't discovered yet. So if you want to invest, hunt around, try to find some value, tends to work out.
So Daniel just coined what you do, Nick, as nicking. So everybody, if you're going to be nicking around this project, just make sure you do it safely.
Yes.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Follow Nick on Twitter, Sophisticated Speculator on Twitter, right? Is that the tag?
I have the most terrible naming conventions ever, so it's Speculator Art.
Okay, Speculator Art on Twitter. I see his Twitter blowing up, so go follow him. I see him, lapping me in no time. No surprise there though. And follow Nifty Culture. That's at NFT Culture on Twitter. Follow Daniel, of course. Now Daniel's saying Nick King. You got a big fan in Daniel there, Nick.
And we have a blast together.
And please follow me on Twitter at crypto_PO. Subscribe to this channel. This is the type of content that we do. And we also talk to artists and NFT creators about the work that they're doing in future projects. So Malachi, Nick, thanks so much for kicking it. And let's wrap this one up.
All right. Thanks, everyone.